Vicki Marie, and I have a quick haul. It's kind of a Barnes & Noble book haul and a TJ Maxx haul. Two little items, so it's going to be a quick video, another quick, fast video. But it was just such a fun day, I had to share this with you. So I just put a video out right before this one, I think. It probably was right before this one. And I told you I was going to go get my hair cut, and I was at Target, and I bought a few things for my future granddaughter. And I ended up going over there to drop off those items, and my daughter was getting ready to go to the farmer's market, and she said, would you like to go along with us? So of course I am not going to turn down an opportunity to spend some time with my daughter. So I canceled my appointment at my hair appointment and rescheduled for today. So I just finished getting my hair cut. It's still a little damp. I told her don't dry it. She cut it for me, and I'm just going to go home and do it myself, because if I were going to go somewhere, I would have had her style it. But before I came here to get my hair cut, I was just over at Barnes & Noble, where I got myself another coffee, which, you know, my go-to. I know everybody's drinking those fall drinks, but I'm doing caramel macchiatos. It's my favorite, and it's a decaf. But yeah, enjoy that. And then I went into Barnes & Noble, and that's where I went in there because they have a little Starbucks kiosk in the back, and that's where I got my coffee. So went in there to get my coffee, and there was this gentleman by the front door, and he was signing his books, and he got my attention, and I started talking to him, and I ended up buying his book, and it's just fascinating. It's called A Funeral in Manitoba, and it's by David P. Wagner, and he worked in foreign service, and while he was doing that, so the book actually says, David P. Wagner is the author of 4 previous Rick Montoya Italian mysteries. While in the diplomatic service, he spent 9 years in Italy, where he learned to love all things Italian, many of which appear in his writing. And he lives in Colorado, and he lives not far from me. So we got to talking, and my husband, John, his grandparents are from Italy, so we had that in common. So I had to buy his book, and he said this is the one that would have been like, it's a funeral in Manitoba, which Manitoba is not too far from where John's grandparents lived and where his cousins lived there in Italy. So that's why I chose this book. But you don't have to read them in any particular order, and he's got several books. He had several on the table, but I thought I would start with this one. And he signed it, and I had him sign it to John, but he said, hope you enjoy it, and he signed the book. So that's really fun. And you know, it was just unexpected, because I just went in for a coffee, but I love reading, and John and I have been reading a book. It's I don't know who the author is, but it's called Dauntless, and I'll put it up on the screen. It's a fiction, but a friend of ours gave it to us for a gift. It's called Dauntless. And we finished that up, and we've been listening to it on audio at night. So that's what we've been doing. So we listened to Dauntless, and then we finished that, and now the second book in that series is called Fearless. Now we're reading that one. And so there's several books in that series, but I think next this is going to be in the queue. So I think this is going to be really fun to read, especially since John and I still hope to get to Italy at some point, and just sort of, you know, delve a little deeper into the history of his family. So that's what we did. That's what I did this morning, and just unexpected. And then I went over to TJ Maxx, and I bought this, and I wasn't really looking for anything in particular, but TJ Maxx is just right next to the bookstore. And so this is a Brookstone collapsing laundry basket, and when it's opened, it looks like this. It's pretty big, and it was $14, and it's a space-saving design, and it collapsed, and I could not resist buying this because, you know, I'm just doing laundry for 2 of us now, and I have this big laundry basket I carry around, and then, you know, it's this big thing I stick in our laundry room, and our laundry room's not huge, and it also sort of it doubles as my extra storage, like pantry area for my kitchen. I don't put as much food down there. I was for a while, but mainly I store extra pots and appliances and stuff in there. And so now I can collapse my laundry basket in there, and it's not going to take up as much space. So this was about $15. And so I was really happy to get this. And so then I'm getting my hair cut, and I got to talking to the really awesome lady that cuts my hair. And she was telling me how she'd gone to Boston, and I'd been to Boston for a conference in the past. So we were just kind of talking and comparing notes. And then she told me that while they were there, they went to Salem. And she was telling me about her visit to Salem, which is like an hour and a half away. And of course now, you know, we're in the season of witches and all things Halloween, which I know is not the same. Salem, I think, would be a really interesting place to visit. And it's just, to me, I just feel my heart breaks when I think about that kind of stuff and what happened. And she went into what she called it the witch's house, and there's she got to see she went in toward the graveyard, and I just think how very, very sad. So anyway, it was just such an interesting day. You just never know it when you start off the day, and you can turn it, you think it's just going to be this ordinary day, and it can turn into quite a fun little adventure. And I feel like I just had a little adventure close to home, and I'm ready to go back now to the house and get my house. I'm doing some housework, so including laundry. So maybe I'll use my new laundry basket. I'm going to put here at the end of my video a picture of Rosco, because he is so cute. And I mentioned that I had taken him to the groomers yesterday, and he's just so cute. I always just adore picking him up and seeing him. They do such a good job. We go to PetSmart, and they do a really good job. So, and you know, self-care comes in all forms, and this was definitely a self-care day. It could have started off as a day of running errands, but it turned into a really fun adventure. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well. Take care.